You've set goals before. New Year's resolutions, fitness goals, career goals, maybe even a list somewhere that you wrote with real conviction and never looked at again.
Research suggests that around 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. Not eventually, by February, 6 weeks in.
And it's not because people are lazy. It's not because they don't want it enough. It's because the way we've been taught to set goals is fundamentally broken.
I'm Marcus.
And I'm Emma. And today we're talking about why setting goals doesn't work and what actually does.
Let's start with the psychology, because I think most people assume that if they fail to reach a goal, the problem is them, their willpower, their discipline, their motivation.
Which makes you feel terrible, and then you set the same goal next January and the cycle repeats.
But the research tells a different story. The problem isn't the person, the problem is the structure of the goal itself.
Okay, explain.
So traditional goals are almost always outcome focused. Lose 10 kilos, save $5,000, learn Italian. These are endpoints. They describe where you want to end up, but they say almost nothing about what you should do today, or tomorrow, or next Tuesday.
And that gap between the goal and the daily action is where most goals die.
Exactly. There's a concept in psychology called the intention-action gap. You genuinely intend to do something. You believe you will do it. But intention doesn't automatically translate into behavior, especially when the goal is far away and the required action is uncomfortable.
And here's the other problem. When your goal is far in the future, for example, lose 10 kilos by summer, your brain doesn't feel urgency right now. It feels like there's time. There's always time, until suddenly there isn't.
This is called temporal discounting. We consistently undervalue future rewards and overvalue present comfort. So the discomfort of going to the gym today feels bigger than the distant reward of being fitter in 3 months.
Which is why you skip one session, and then another. And then suddenly it's been 3 weeks and you feel like you've already failed, so why bother starting again?
The all or nothing trap. Miss once and feel like you've broken the streak. Broken streak feels like failure. Failure feels like the goal is over.
I know this cycle intimately. Every January of my 20s.
And there's one more problem. Goals create a strange relationship with the present moment. When you're focused on a future outcome, everything before you reach it feels like a failure state. You're not fit yet. You haven't saved enough yet. You haven't learned Italian yet.
So the entire journey feels like not being where you want to be.
Which is deeply demotivating. You spend months in a state of not there yet rather than feeling any progress or satisfaction along the way.
Okay, so if goals are the problem, what's the alternative?
Systems. The idea popularized by James Clear in Atomic Habits is that instead of focusing on outcomes, you focus on the processes and habits that lead to those outcomes.
Can you give an example?
Of course. The goal version is, I want to read 50 books this year. The system version is, I read for 20 minutes every morning with my coffee. One is an outcome. One is a behavior. One tells you where you want to end up. One tells you what to do right now.
And the system doesn't care whether you hit 50 books or 30. The system just asks, did you read this morning?
Exactly. And here's what happens. If you follow the system consistently, 20 minutes every morning, you will read more than you ever did when you were counting books. But more importantly, you stop dreading it. It becomes part of who you are.
Which brings us to what I think is the most powerful idea in this space. Identity-based habits. It's not just about what you do, it's about who you are.
Right. There's a difference between I'm trying to lose weight and I'm someone who takes care of their health. Between I'm learning Italian and I'm someone who speaks Italian. One is a goal. One is an identity.
An identity is much more durable than motivation. Motivation fluctuates. Some days you feel it, some days you don't, but identity is consistent. You don't negotiate with yourself about whether to brush your teeth because you're a person who brushes their teeth.
The question shifts from, will I go to the gym today, to what would a healthy person do right now? And that's a completely different and much easier question to answer.
So the process is design a system, repeat it consistently, and let the identity follow.
Not the other way around. Most people try to achieve the goal first and then feel like a different person, but it actually works the other way. Act like the person you want to be consistently, and the results follow eventually.
Okay, personal confession time. I have set the goal of learning Italian 3 times in my life, 3 separate occasions, 3 different courses purchased, and I have completed approximately 9 lessons total across all 3 attempts.
9 lessons out of how many?
The first course had 42 lessons. I don't know how many the other 2 had because I didn't get past lesson 3.
And what happened each time?
The same thing. I started with a lot of enthusiasm. I had a goal, be conversational in Italian by the end of the year. I did the lessons for a couple of weeks. Then I had a busy week and missed a few days. Then I felt behind. Then it started feeling like a chore. Then I stopped.
Classic intention-action gap, plus the all or nothing trap.
Completely. And the frustrating thing is, I genuinely want to speak Italian. The goal was real, but the structure was completely wrong. A lesson count and a vague endpoint is not a system. It's a wish.
What would a system look like for language learning?
I've been thinking about this. Probably something like 10 minutes of vocabulary practice every morning before I check my phone. Not a lesson count, not a fluency goal. Just 10 minutes every morning before the phone. That's a system.
And if you miss a day?
The rule I've heard that actually makes sense: never miss twice. 1 miss is an accident. 2 misses is the start of a new habit. So if you skip a day, the only rule is you cannot skip the next day.
That's actually from Atomic Habits. And it's one of the most practically useful ideas in that book. It removes the perfectionism that kills most habits.
What about you? You seem like someone who has always been quite disciplined. Have you ever failed at a goal?
Repeatedly. My most instructive failure was reading. For years, I had a goal of reading 50 books per year. I tracked it on an app. I felt guilty when I was behind. I rushed through books I wasn't enjoying just to hit the number. And at the end of those years, I remembered almost nothing, because I was reading for the count, not for the understanding.
Which is almost the opposite of what we talked about last episode.
Exactly. The goal was actively making me worse at the thing I wanted to get better at. Now I have no reading goal. I read for 20 minutes every morning. I read whatever genuinely interests me. I take notes. I think about what I've read. And I read more and retain more than I ever did when I was counting.
That's such a good example of how the right system produces better results than the right goal.
And it changed how I feel about reading. It went from something I was failing at to something I just do every day without thinking. Okay, so let's get practical. What should people actually do?
Principle 1. Replace outcome goals with process goals. Instead of, I want to lose weight, try, I will walk for 30 minutes every day after lunch. Instead of, I want to write a book, try, I will write 200 words every morning before work.
The process goal tells you exactly what to do. Today, not eventually, today.
Principle 2. Make it small. Embarrassingly small. The biggest mistake people make with new habits is starting too ambitiously. You want to go to the gym? Start with putting on your gym clothes. That's it. Just the clothes. The rest often follows, but even if it doesn't, you put on the clothes. That's the system working.
This is the 2-minute rule from Atomic Habits. Any new habit should be reducible to something you can do in 2 minutes. Not because 2 minutes is the goal, but because starting is the hardest part. and a tiny action is much easier to start.
Principle 3. Design your environment. Don't rely on willpower. Make the behavior you want easier and the behavior you don't want harder. Put your running shoes by the front door, put your book on your pillow, put your phone in another room at night. The environment does the work, so you don't have to decide.
Principle 4. Track the streak, not the outcome. Don't weigh yourself every day. Don't count the books. Just mark whether you did the habit or not. A simple calendar with an X on each day you completed the habit. Your only job is to not break the chain.
And principle 5. Reframe failure. Missing once is not failure. Missing twice is a warning. Missing 3 times is the new habit. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is consistency over a long enough period that the behavior becomes automatic.
And the final one, connect the habit to identity, not I'm trying to exercise more, but I'm someone who moves their body every day. Not I'm learning Spanish, but I'm a language learner. The language of identity makes the behavior feel non-negotiable. It's just who you are.
So, to summarize, goals tell you where you want to go. Systems get you there. And identity keeps you going when motivation runs out.
The question to ask isn't, what do I want to achieve? It's, what kind of person do I want to become? And what would that person do today?
And if you're someone who has set the same goal 3 years in a row and not reached it, it's not you. It's the structure. Change the structure, not the goal.
Build a system, start small, never miss twice, and let the results take care of themselves.
Okay, we want to hear from you. What's a goal you've set and not reached? And looking back, was it a goal problem or a system problem? Tell us in the comments.
Subscribe for more Real Talk English. New episode every week. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.